Howdy friends, vinyl community, music lovers. Welcome to my vinyl inbox for the month of February 2015. Quite a busy month as far as vinyl purchases go. Hope everyone is doing well. I'm doing pretty well myself. A lot of stuff going on in life right now. A lot of changes coming forward, and yeah, it's been an interesting past couple of weeks. So let's just go ahead and get into my haul. Got a bunch of stuff in February. It just seems like I bought a ton this month. So let's go ahead and get into it with my most recent purchase. This is the new album from Father John Misty, former member of the folk group Fleet Foxes. This is the second album. Josh Tillman is his name, and this is his second album as Father John Misty. I guess sort of a character he created or something. Very interesting music. Doesn't really sound like Fleet Foxes. It's more of an indie rock, psychedelic, almost maybe. It's kind of hard to explain. It does have sort of an ethereal, kind of floaty feel, a lot like Panda Bear, I would say. Really interesting music. Like I said, I just bought this on Thursday, so haven't really had a chance to listen to it more than a few times. I'm still trying to absorb it and understand it. This is my first time listening to anything by Jay, so I'm sort of new to this, but I love the Fleet Foxes, and I thought I'd give this a try. A lot of people were saying good things about this, and there's a deluxe edition that has some really cool packaging. This is just the regular edition, released on Sub Pop Records. 2 LP set cut at 45 RPM. A black vinyl version. And if you saw in one of my previous videos, there's actually a problem with the pressing on this, where side A is a little bit off-center. I think the plate got off-center in the press, so I need to try and get this replaced, but I don't necessarily want to get it replaced from the same batch, because they're probably all going to be that way if the plate itself was off-center. But the music itself is great. Like I said, I really enjoyed it. I'm still trying to sort of devour it and get into it. It does come with a nice poster here with some photographs and stuff, and then the lyrics to all the songs are on the back. So that was a nice pickup. Next thing I have here is a stack of dollar bin records. Arrow's Aim Records here in Gainesville. Recently, they were giving away all their old dollar bin records to try to clear out to make room for new stuff, and they finally put out the new stuff, and so I went in and pulled out some things. I'll show you some of the free stuff I got here in a little bit. Here are just some dollar bin records that I picked up. We have Environments Disc 5. This is Ultimate Heartbeat and Wind in the Trees. I used to have some of these Environments records a long time ago. They're really nice to sort of fall asleep to. I thought I'd just pick up some more of these again. I've seen several people show them before. I think this is one I actually had here. Ultimate Thunderstorm and Gentle Rain in a Pine Forest. I may have actually had these on cassette or CD or something, but just sound recordings of, rain and thunderstorms and that kind of thing. It's just really peaceful and calming and nice to fall asleep to. So that's disc 4 of Environments. And then we got disc 8 here, which is Wood-Masted Sailboat and a Country Stream. So I just picked up a few of those for $1. Pretty cool. Interesting note, those are recorded in quadraphonic, so that's kind of an interesting thing here. You actually see the SR logo there. Next thing here, got a Deutsche Grammophon. Pick these up occasionally. This is Johann Strauss waltzes, polkas, and other works. The Blue Danube. Die Fledermaus is on here. It's a good Deutsche Grammophon release. These are always nice to pick up from time to time, just to have a nice new piece of classical music to listen to and you know it's going to be quality when it's on this label. So for $1, always worth a pickup if you're looking for some new classical music to check out. Got an album from Larry Coryell. This is the 11th House on Vanguard. Not sure much about this. I have not had a chance to spin this yet. It's got Randy Brecker on it. Larry Coryell is also Mike Mandel. Will be an interesting thing to check out. Self-titled album here from Stanley Clarke on Nemper Records from 1974. Should be some good stuff on here. Jan Hammer is on here, Bill Connors is on here, and Tony Williams on drums. That'll be a fun one to check out. One I've been looking for in the CTI catalog just because of I love the cover art on this one, and this is Alan Holdsworth with Velvet Darkness. Really sort of iconic album art there. Gatefold, that'll be a good one for $1. I was glad to finally find that one. Got an album, got some 80s stuff here. This is Tina Marie with Star Child from 1984. One I already had. This is a nicer copy. This is the self-titled debut album from the R&B group Guy from the 90s. But this is actually 88 is when this was released. So late 80s, early 90s R&B type stuff. And one more Deutsche Grammophon here. This is Beethoven's Pastoral Symphony No. 6. See, that was a nice one. I think I've seen this cover before, so maybe this is one of the more well-loved Deutsche Grammophon releases. So I thought that was cool to pick up for $1. It's not too bad. And lastly, from this dollar bin haul, a Billy Joel album. After I've been talking about Billy Joel a lot recently in the Vinyl Survivor series, and I realized that there was one I was missing for some reason, and it was just this one. It was Street Life Serenade 74, I think this one is. Yes, 74. So I was glad to pick this one up for $1, and now I think I have most, if not all, of the Billy Joel stuff, so it would be cool to listen to this one. I haven't heard this album in its entirety before, so that'll be nice. Alright, moving on to some used stuff I picked up at Here Again. First thing is something I've actually wanted for a while, and I've seen it, and I've just passed on it so many times. New. It's pretty reasonably priced new, but to find this used is even better because I paid even less for it. And that is what I believe is the debut album from the band Earth. This is titled Earth 2, Special Low Frequency Version on Sub Pop Records, of course, from 1993. Of course, Earth is sort of a sludge, drone, metal kind of stuff. It's very moody and dark and just really interesting. I'm not really a fan of regular metal music, but this sludgy, doomy stuff I really find interesting and really cool sounding, and I really enjoy it a lot. And it's really cool to hear some of the earlier stuff, because I started with Earth on Angels of Darkness, Demons of Light 1 and 2, and then the new one. So really cool to find this. It's a nice 2 LP set, black vinyl, nothing special there, and a poster here as well. So to find that for $9 was a really good deal. Alright, next thing I got here is an album from Perfume Genius. This is titled Too Bright. Some synth pop, modern synth pop type stuff here. Really in your face with its queerness, which I really like and really appreciate. And it's unapologetically just really cool, and I just really like this music a lot, and I was glad to pick this one up. Really nice printed inner sleeve there. That's just on plain black vinyl. Comes with a download. Really cool album, and I was glad to pick that up this month. Another used piece here. We have David Gilmour with About Face. 1986 is when this is from. 1984. Didn't like this as much as his self-titled debut. That's the only one I've heard so far, I think. You can sort of tell it's David Gilmour, but it's also very much straightforward pop rock 80s sound. Has a pop rock 80s sound quality to it. it's not that. It's not a Pink Floyd album, you know, straight ahead pop rocky. He's a good guitar player. There's some good guitar licks on here. It has some interesting sounds, but not anything that really blew me away. But it was just interesting to hear another solo album from David Gilmour. So picked that up. That was $6, still in shrink. Alright, next thing I have is a couple albums I did through mail order. I ordered a speed box for my Project turntable. Got a really good deal on it. It was an open box, so I had some extra money that I thought I was going to have to spend on the speed box, and I put it towards some records. So that was really cool to be able to pick up the speed box and some records for the same price, basically. But the first thing we have here is the self-titled Metallica album, which doesn't really show up well on camera because it's a very dark cover. Just a classic Metallica album from my high school days. You know, you have Nothing Else Matters, Enter Sandman, Sad But True, Unforgiven, Wherever I May Roam. You know, all those classic Metallica tracks from the early 90s. There's an insert with lyrics on it. 2 LP set on black vinyl on their new Blackened label they've created to release their stuff. So yeah, that's a classic album that I love, and I just wanted to have another piece of Metallica in the collection on vinyl, so I did that. And then another album from 2013 that I just can't stop listening to. This was on my best of 2013, and I continue to love this album. It's a great album from a classic artist, a return to form somewhat, I think, and that's The Diving Board from Elton John. I just love this album to death. It's great. If you haven't listened to an Elton John album in a while, please listen. Give this a listen. Give it a try. It's a great album. Like I said, it's a bit of a return to form for him. I think it's really good stuff. Seeing artwork on that. Another 2 LP set, just plain black vinyl as well, but heavyweight vinyl and good sounding. So I was glad to pick that up. Another thing I picked up this month is another release from the Numero Group. This is the Numero Group's release number 3 from the Eccentric Soul series. This is the Bandit label, sort of a heavy soul label from the 70s. Kind of a very interesting story about the creator of the label and how he sort of struggled throughout life and struggled with different things. Comes with a really great book that tells the whole story of the label and all the different artists that were on the label. They mainly just released singles. And just a lot of photographs and liner notes and just a lot of detail put into this set, and I really appreciate that about these Numero Group releases, that they really do a lot of research and put a lot of effort into finding out about the music itself. So this is a 3 LP set. The first 2 LPs are all the singles. So you just get 2 LPs of singles, and then some extra inner sleeves that have photographs of all the labels from the 45s, which is really cool. All the tracks that are actually on the LPs. And then the label did have 1 LP release from the Majestic Arrows, and this is the Magic of the Majestic Arrows. So the full LP is also included in this set. So from what I can tell, this set basically comprises all of the releases that were ever on the label. Really cool, like I said, 3 LP set. Comes in this nice heavy box, and just another cool piece to add to my collection. Like I said, I really do like these Numero Group releases on how they sort of dig up these unheard of labels and groups and stuff, and really do their research on them. They are pressed at United, so the quality can be hit or miss. I had one other release that the quality wasn't so great on. The quality on this one is actually very good. I was very impressed. Very nice, quiet pieces of vinyl, so United did a good job on this one at least. But just some really good heavy soul kind of stuff. Really interesting, so I like that. Moving back on to some more used pickups from Arrow's Aim Records. Got another folk legacy recording. This is Turning Towards the Morning with Anne Mayo Muir, Ed Trickett, and Gordon Bach, which is a regular on the Folk Legacy label. This is Folk Legacy FSI 56 from 1975. Of course, these Folk Legacy releases are really cool in that they include extensive liner notes that really go into detail as far as the the history of the songs themselves and what the meaning of the lyrics are, and also includes printed lyrics and everything. So just really nice folk recordings and diving into the history and the meanings of each song. So I pick these up when I get the chance for cheap. No segue needed here. This is just this is an early album from the Two Live Crew. This is titled "Two Live Crew Is What We Are" from 1986 on Luke Skywalker Records. This is one I've had on my wish list for a while and found it in my local record store. It was really cool. Something that's extra neat about this one is it is on red vinyl. I didn't even know this existed. It's red vinyl, has white labels. At first I thought maybe this is some kind of bootleg, but the catalog number in the dead wax is right. All the inscriptions in the dead wax is correct. I mean, you even have the "In God We Trust" on here, which Luke always put on his records in the dead wax. It's mastered at Fuller Sound, which that's where they always had their mastering done at. So as far as I can tell, this is legit. It's not a bootleg. It's mastered in the right place. It has the right inscriptions in the dead wax. I'm saying it's real. Supposedly the owner of the record store told me that Luke would occasionally do limited runs of colored vinyl on his albums. I don't know. I hadn't heard that before, but just really cool. This was actually my introduction to Two Live Crew. A friend of mine had a tape with this album on one side and the Run DMC Raising Hell album on the other side. It was 1986, so both those albums came out the same year. So this was my introduction to hip-hop and introduction to Two Live Crew, and I probably shouldn't have been listening to something like this at 9 years old, but that's how it goes. But it's really cool to add this to my collection. I paid up for that. It's $15, but I think it's a very rare, interesting item. Next up, we have a live album from Neil Young. This is Live Rust with Crazy Horse. Really nice, super clean copy of this. Paid $8 for this. I thought that was a really good price on it. Adding more to my Neil Young collection. I'll probably never be a Neil Young completist, but I do enjoy adding them to the collection from time to time, and I have a pretty good Neil Young collection at this point. And then somewhat in the same vein, I paid $8 for this one as well. This is the Buffalo Springfield, just sort of a compilation here. And last but not least, as I said, they were getting rid of all their dollar bin records for free for a couple days there, just to clear them out and make room for a new batch of dollar bin records. So that was really cool. So I got a stack here. These were all free, didn't pay a penny for them. So we have an album from Charlie Daniels Band, Me and the Boys from 1985. Promo stamp on that one. The Guess Who's Road Food. The Fix's Phantoms from 1984. Promo stamp on this one as well. Charlie Daniels Band Volunteer Jam 1. I have like Volunteer Jam 4, I think it is, or these concerts they would put on for charity. So that's some live stuff there. Roger Daltrey Greatest Bits, or Best Bits I should say. So some Who stuff and some solo work as well on here. Gary Wright's Dreamweaver. Been looking for an upgrade for this, and for free I can't turn that down. 10cc's Deceptive Bends, another one I already have, but for free I wasn't going to leave it. We got Rufus featuring Chaka Khan. This is Rags to Rufus. That was a cool pickup. And Chief Rocker Busy Bee, some hip hop here. Rock With Me, produced by Cutmaster Cool V. So that was my huge vinyl haul from February. Pretty good amount of stuff. I've already got some stuff on order for March. There's a record show in town on my birthday in 2 weeks, so I'm looking forward to that. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope you're having a great day. Hope you're enjoying yourself. Thanks for watching. Leave me some comments. Please subscribe if you're not already, and we'll see you again real soon. Cheers.